So let's continue talking about how to remix with Ableton, and what we're going to address today is how to reverse engineer from a melody the key of the original song. And I'm kind of assuming a worst case scenario here in which you've got an acapella from some unnamed file somewhere, or you found a vocal snippet and you want to figure out what the original key of the song was so that you can start building a song around that acapella. So what I'm going to show you today is how to isolate the notes of the melody, which are the most important thing, and then determine the key from those notes. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I have here this Marvin Gaye acapella that I've been working with for this remix that I've been poking at.
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving.
All right, so that's what I have going right now, but what I want to find out is what notes are in this melody actually. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the instrument rack, and I'm going to pick an instrument that is as simple as possible. So I'm going to go to piano and keys and just pick a acoustic piano. Now, since you're just trying to determine the notes, you're not going for anything fancy here. You don't want any crazy delay, any weird distortion on the actual instrument. You just want it to be straightforward and have good prominent fundamentals is what we call the way a sound, the note information comes through really clearly, as opposed to being sort of a dissonant noise. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to find, I'm going to plunk around a little bit. I'm going to try to isolate the notes of the melody, and I'm not going to worry too much about the rhythm here. I just want to know which notes are in the melody. The order doesn't matter, the rhythm doesn't matter, okay?
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby.
Okay, good. So I've been able to find, I can't play it correctly. I'm not going to get the rhythm right, but I am just going to start a clip here, and I'm going to record just the notes that are actually in the melody. So I'm not going to stress too much here. I just want basically a list of notes that are in the melody. So I'm going to go ahead.
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And
Okay, so there we go. So it looks like I have basically about 5 notes in this melody. So G, F, D sharp, C, and then I had a little pickup here that was different, so A sharp. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this handy dandy chord reference cheat sheet that I made, and you can see here I've already written the notes of the melody. So I have G, F, D sharp, C, and A sharp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to look through these I'm going to go through each note, go down this row or this column here, and I'm going to find which keys match up with each note. So first G, it looks like only these 5 plus 2, so 7. Only the ones with the black boxes actually have a G in them. So that's the only keys that have G in it. So I'm going to find which of those have F in it. So I got to knock out these D and G down here. So it looks like these top 5 all have F. All right, so those are still in the running. D sharp, only these bottom 3. So only A sharp through G sharp have a D sharp. C, all 3 of those also have C. So then I'm going to go down to the A sharp, and it looks like of these last 3 in the running, they all have A sharp, so that doesn't really help. So then you'll notice that I also have a G sharp. So let's go ahead, and the way that I found that is, so I've kind of exhausted the notes that are in this melody snippet, but I want to listen to the backing track now. So you can hear there's a backing track here.
I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby,
So those count as well. So any notes that are in the harmony are also going to count. So you're kind of just grabbing for anything you can find here. You want to make that list of notes in the melody as long as possible, okay? So
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving. And baby, I'm hot.
So you can hear that that's not one of the main melody notes, but it is in the harmony.
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving.
So I'm going to go ahead and that note that I added was a G sharp. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's in my list of notes as well. So I have here still A sharp through G sharp, and which one of them has G sharp in them? Only, it looks like, D sharp and G sharp. So basically I've been able to narrow down what key this song is in to D sharp and G sharp. Now that's pretty narrow, and actually I'll explain in the next post why getting it between those two is actually close enough in a lot of regards. So you'll be able to, there's not that much, there's only a few chords difference between those two, so we've definitely narrowed it down quite a bit. So you can see by using just the scale tones and this little chart here, you can take the scale tones regardless of their order or their melody, whatever, and determine what key they're in. And once you have the key that the original song was in, you really can start building a whole track around that, including a bass line, chords, all that good stuff. All right, so I'm going to talk about how, once you've determined the key, how to determine what chords go with these melody. I'm going to talk about that in the next video.